Hey coaches, welcome to day 7 of Build Your Life Coaching Biz in 7 days. And today we're going to talk all about getting your contract set up and your pre-questionnaire and your payments and your scheduling link so that way your client is all ready to go for their first session. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in and get started. So let's talk about the contract first. So first of all, I put a link in the resource section where you can purchase a really simple and affordable coaching contract from one of my favorite sites called the Coaching Tools Company. And eventually you are going to want to have a lawyer look over this and customize it based off your brand and your business goals. But I think it's, just when you're getting started, and especially if you're working with pro bono clients, you can go ahead and, just use the template. Again, it's up to you once you want to start getting a lawyer involved in your business. And I do think eventually it is a good idea, especially if you're going to start charging higher prices. So the contract is something that you want to send right away after a discovery call when someone says yes to working with you. Okay, I think it's a really great idea to do it within 24 hours and to don't delay on that. And it just, it looks really professional for you to be quick on your end, but also to sometimes people take a long time to fill out their contracts. I didn't realize this, but people can take weeks. And so it's a good idea to put deadlines on it as well. So for me, in my contract, I have that this contract is good for the next 14 days. And after that, the offer will expire. So people respond really well to deadlines. So I would recommend having there be some sort of a deadline between 7 and 14 days and knowing that it's not open-ended, or sometimes someone could take months to look at the contract, and we don't want that happening. Yes, absolutely. I think you need to use a contract, even if it's a pro bono client. The reasoning is that you want to protect yourself and you want to put all the terms that you agreed to in the arrangement. So, putting the package in there of like, this is when we're going to stop working together. This is how many sessions you get. You get the sessions for this long. This is what support looks like in between the sessions. Everything that you explained on the discovery call, I feel like does really need to be in that contract, just so people don't unknowingly try to take advantage of you and try to add in extra services. I've had clients do that before where they're like, oh, can you design my website and can you design all my graphics? And, they want to add in all this extra stuff. And so you can always refer back to your contract and say, hey, per the contract, this is what my package covers. I'm happy to do that stuff for like an additional expense or whatever price or offer you would want to attach to it. And then obviously once you start charging money, you're definitely going to want to refer back to your contract as well. If people try to back out and say they want their money back, and then in your contract it specifically says no refunds, again, it's so nice to have that document to back you up. So a contract is huge. All right, next, let's talk about payments. So again, I know most of this course is focused on getting you set up with pro bono clients, but again, you might be a step ahead of that and you're already ready to accept payments, which if that's what you're doing, amazing, awesome. So I just wanted to quickly address that, or you can know for future information. But the way I do it right now is I usually don't collect payment on the discovery call. I have a couple times, I've had a couple clients say like, I would love to just put a deposit down now to keep me accountable. And I'm like, yeah, sure, we can do that. So sometimes they want to put like a little deposit down, 100, 150 bucks, or they want to do their first month's payment or something. And I like to use the Stripe account for that because it's really easy to just quickly create a client account and put in their credit card information and charge them right there on the spot. I don't think you can do that with PayPal. So that's why I choose to use Stripe for that reason. And I put the link to Stripe in the resource section in here. But most of the time what I do is after someone says yes to wanting to work with me, I'm like, great. Just like you guys saw yesterday in the discovery call example, I send that contract off within 24 hours and I let them know there's going to be a space in the contract for them to put in their credit card information. And then what I do is I grab that information and then I put it into Stripe. Again, it's just, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do this. It's some people like to collect payment right on the call and other people don't. So it's up to you, whatever you decide to do. And if it feels, a little bit like too pushy or too much to say, okay, let's get your payment right now. Personally, for me, actually, I like to look through a contract first before, just to make sure like everything does feel really good and the terms and conditions feels really good before I make a payment. All right, let's talk about the questionnaire next that you're going to want to send to your client before the first coaching call. Now, remember, you already created a pre-questionnaire before they got on the discovery call with you, and that was to make sure that you guys are going to be a good fit to work together. You already know that you're a good fit, so now you want to get more clear on what the client's goals are and how you can best serve them as their coach moving forward. I want to show you how I create my questionnaire. The pre-questionnaire I did in Google Forms, and then the questionnaire before their first coaching session, I used my 17 Hats account. So I'm going to do a screen share here and then show you the questions that I have and why I chose the questions that I did. And I've worked on this questionnaire for years, seeing how other coaches did it and the types of questions they asked, and kind of picking and choosing what I liked and what I think I would need to ask my clients before getting on the first coaching call with them. So again, you don't have to have the same exact questions that I do. It's just to kind of give you some ideas and inspiration on how to create your own. Oh, also another thing I wanted to add is my clients freaking love filling out this questionnaire. They get so many breakthroughs from it. They get so many results even before the first coaching session because it really just opens up their eyes. And so I do think that this is such an important part of getting them started. And so definitely don't skip sending them a questionnaire before their first coaching call. All right, so here is 17 Hats, and this is, I put my affiliate link to this in the resource section. I freaking love 17 Hats. You can do everything in here, and one of the best things is you can create your contract in here, you can do your questionnaire, you can send emails, you can do client notes, you can do bookkeeping. There's just so much you can do with 17 Hats. So what I have for my questionnaire is, again, like with the pre-discovery call one, I like to have a little bit of a statement of like, why are we making them to do this? And it's to know that how I can start supporting them with their goals. And there's an exercise called the Wheel of Life that you guys should check out on the Coaching Tools Company website. And I decided instead of having them do something separate, I just wanted to take it and bring it into my initial questionnaire. So this is very similar to that Wheel of Life exercise. And it helps me to know, like, in these important areas of their life, so personal growth and self-development, fun and creative, relationship, spiritual, financial, emotional, physical, nutritional, and sexual, I really need to understand, which of these 9 areas did they want to improve the most during our time together. And I want to set the ground rules from up front that we can't change everything at once. It's actually not healthy to change everything at once because it's going to lead to burnout and overwhelm. And so to let them know that we're just going to pick a few things to start focusing on at first, and then that's going to impact every area of their life. And then I like to know what's their current relationship to setting goals. Again, that's really important because what do coaches do with their clients? They set goals. And then I like to know what in their life they haven't been acknowledged for. What are their weaknesses? What are their strengths? What do they need from their coach? Again, so letting me know how to best show up for them. And when you're at your best, what does that look like? When fear takes over, what does that look like? So this helps me know that when they're in breakdown, lets me know when they are in breakdown. And oftentimes I'll refer back to this. And then what makes you feel best appreciated and acknowledged in a relationship. If you guys have ever heard of the book by Gary Chapman, The 5 Love Languages, this is where I got this. I think it's really important to understand how people like to be loved up on. And then what is your learning style? What kind of coaching style do you like? How do you want me to show up for you? Some people like really easy and gentle coaching. Some people are like, no, I want you to push me hard out of my comfort zone. So again, we're going to meet the client where they're at. I want to know if they prefer audio or video coaching sessions. I don't mind doing either one. Some people just, it's more about how they open up and what they feel comfortable with. I like to know if they're seeing a therapist currently or in the past, and if they felt like it's helping. So that way, if any issues come up and if they weren't working with a therapist, then we could have that conversation, because I found over the years, a lot of times my clients end up needing or wanting to work with a therapist as well, which I think is absolutely just wonderful and fabulous. I also like to know if there's any type of cultural issues that I need to be aware of so I can be culturally appropriate. I like to ask what kind of accountability would feel best for you during our time together, because remember, you're helping people to overcome their greatest fears and stories and limiting beliefs. And with that, there's going to be setbacks at times. People say they're going to do things and they don't do them. So accountability is a huge part of why people hire you as a coach. And it's good to start to figure out, what does accountability look like for your client? And then here's that part. If you don't follow through on your commitments, what would you like to happen? Again, we're just being proactive here, because 99% of the time this is going to happen at some point in the relationship. And then what does organization look like for you? What's your favorite project management tool? This is more for my business coaching clients, but again, I don't think it hurts for my life coaching clients to answer this question as well. And then what's the number one thing you want to walk away with from our time together? I think this is the most important question actually right here. Again, feel free to pick and choose. If there's anything that you really like here, you can use it for yourself as well with creating your own questionnaire. All right, so then the last thing is after they fill out the questionnaire form, then I send them a scheduling link in the email. This is a private link just for my coaching clients. I was going to say paid coaching clients, whether it's your pro bono or paid coaching clients, this is a special private link. So when people book with me on my discovery call, that's a different public link that I have on my website and on my social media channels. And then the link that I send to my private clients is, like I said, it's a different link, and it's for an either 60-minute call or a 90-minute call. With my life coaching clients, I offer them 60-minute weekly calls. With my business coaching, I offer them weekly 90-minute calls. And then I tell them to create a folder in their email that's specifically labeled Life Coaching with Krista, and that way they can keep all their emails that I send to them and put them in one place, and they have access to that scheduling link that they're going to be using every week to start to set up their schedule or their sessions. And remember, you are not responsible for scheduling for them. The client is responsible for scheduling their own sessions. So I like to put in my contract, usually, okay, you have 3 sessions per month, or you have till this date to get all your sessions in. So if for some reason they have to miss a week for whatever reason, maybe they're on vacation or an emergency happens, they can still get creative with how they use their sessions up to a certain date. And then if they don't schedule them within all that time, they are going to lose them. So again, it's really important to have boundaries and to communicate those. All right, I hope that was useful and helpful for you. Don't forget, there is also a bonus video for tomorrow. So this is not the last day, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. All right, bye.